Together with Fort Worth meteorologist Shea. She's tracking not only today, but this Mother's Day weekend as well, Shea.
Yes, definitely going to be an interesting weekend, kind of an early taste of some monsoon-like weather. We've got some storms in the forecast, but we're also climbing back into the 90s today, and that will be the case through the weekend. So getting a little toasty for Mother's Day weekend. Thunderstorms are on tap beginning as early as tomorrow and lasting for really through midweek next week and potentially even into the following weekend. So a lot of moisture to play with over the next several days. Biggest impacts will be gusty wind, blowing dust, small hail, and even some dry lightning, which could potentially spark new wildfires. So we'll talk about that in a sec. But for today's highs, we are pushing into the upper 80s and low 90s. So feeling, pretty nice across the board. This is very normal for this time of year. So very nice May day. And overnight tonight, temperatures will drop into the 50s. So feeling pretty comfortable for your Saturday morning as well. To the south and east, mainly in the 80s today. Tonight, 40s and 50s. So, no complaints here. It's looking good. Very average for this time of year. And I'm sure many of you are excited about our storm chance. I know I am. This is, fun to talk about in May, which is typically quiet. So here is a look at the impacts because it could impact some outdoor plants, unfortunately. We're looking at strong gusty wind and potentially small hail where storms develop. That gusty wind could kick up some dust and cause dust to blow. So blowing dust will be possible as well. So it's another thing to look out for. And then unfortunately, early on, as moisture continues to climb, a lot of the rain is going to evaporate initially, so we could be dealing with dry lightning. And because the vegetation is very dry, it's been a little over 50 days since our last measurable rain. The lightning could unfortunately spark new wildfires. That's very prevalent this time of year, so that is definitely something we're going to be keeping a close eye on. But thankfully, as we work our way into early next week, moisture will continue to rise, so we should see some rain accumulation. Looks like we could pick up about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch here in Tucson and up to about 1/2 inch in Cochise County. So decent rainfall totals for this time of year on tap. For your futurecast tomorrow around lunchtime, a lot of the activity will either be to the east or way up towards the north. So if you're doing any traveling up towards, Prescott, Flagstaff, keep that in mind for Saturday. And by 5 p.m., we could see some of that migrate over into Arizona, but mainly impacting the Arizona-New Mexico border tomorrow. Could even see a strong storm develop near Silver City at 9 p.m. Saturday. But then as we work our way into Mother's Day, it's looking pretty good the first half of the day. So if you have any brunch plans, shouldn't be impacted. But by the time we head towards 3 p.m., we could start to see some storms pop up here in eastern Pima County. And this will be the case as we head towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday of next week too. So for the forecast rainfall, a little bit lighter farther to the west with trace amounts to 1/10 of an inch. Here in Tucson, about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, and then out towards the east, potentially up to about 1/2 inch of rain. The White Mountains could see a little bit more with a little over an inch of rain possible. So very, very interesting pattern for this time of year, but exciting. Mother's Day, 94 with a 30% chance for storms. And then as we head into early next week, about a 30% chance as well. Temps dropping into the 90s. Of course, Arizona's commencement is tonight, and it is